I think the true question you need to ask here is how high is Lois's sex drive that she can leave Superman out of breath?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's spend a little bit of time thinking about this. End of last season, our boy Clark flew around the planet, delivered a Superman punch, separated two planes of reality from one another, saving two separate universes. Didn't break a sweat. Did it like it was nothing. And yet, Lois Lane locked eyes with my man, snatched him up, took him to that private estate in Costa Rica, and left him discombobulated. That boy Clark rolled over and was like, God, man. See, this isn't even like the first time. I like the fact that Superman and Lois is treading the water that the comics are currently treading right now, which is the fact that Superman and Lois have like this really super active sex life that's really only matched by the sex life of Batman and Catwoman. Absolutely fucking hilarious. Like, every single time Superman and Lois's freak side just peeks up just a little bit, it's the funniest thing on the face of the planet. Like at the end of the episode when they send the boys upstairs and she's like, you know, we do still have that villa at Costa Rica. Didn't even ask a question. Snatched his whole wife up. Same way we would. He snatched his wife up and jetted down to that Costa Rica villa to continue glazing them yams. Superman has his priorities right. Like, I'm fairly certain while he was clapping them cheeks, while he was glazing them yams, that he was hearing all types of distress happening out there in the world. But he had to get his nut first. Once he got his nut, then he was like, all right, I'm refreshed and I'm ready to go. I gotta go to Metropolis and do a thing. Whoosh, gone. Love it. Absolutely love it. Like, one of the things that this show does really well is the relationships between Clark, Lois, Clark, the kids, Lois, the kids, Clark, Lana, her kids, Lana, Superman's kids, Lana, her ex-husband. It's the interpersonal relationships that make it feel as though all the characters are important in some way, shape, and form. Even the characters that only pop up for a second. Hold on. Before we even get to anything else, can we just acknowledge the fact that Coach is all black people when they get invited to a non-black cookout? My man was super excited and jazzed to be there. He took like 3 bites of Clark's barbecue and was like, fold the plate, throw it right into the trash. This is almost as top tier as when Diggle met Black Lightning for the first time and they both did the black head nod. Like you meet the other black person, you be like, what's up? And what's up? Just nodding right back. Love it. Love that type. Love it. Like, that type of stuff takes me out and makes me laugh and just elevates the series even more for me. But there really isn't a lot to get into in regards to this episode because Superman and Lois is very formulaic. The first 2 episodes usually set up what the plot is going to be like for the rest of the season. So I can already pick and see what we're going to be talking about. Lois wants another kid. She's always felt as though she's been not exactly a failure as a mom, but a failure in the fact that she lost her daughter, Natalie, right? And then, of course, Natalie from another universe ends up in this universe with her dad, John Henry. So the idea of them probably having more kids is great. This universe doesn't really have superheroes. So if Superman wants to create the entirety of the super family here, that's 100% acceptable. Superman and Lois operates in that really murky territory because they say there aren't any other superheroes, but we know that Kara exists somewhere out there. So they're going to have to rectify that because during last season, General Lane says that your dad is the only hero on this planet, but I've seen to other dimensions and I've seen legions of superheroes, so he's the only one we can rely on. I'm really hoping they introduce other heroes eventually in this universe and we start getting maybe Superman and Lois is just operating, let's say, 5 years before Barry Allen becomes the Flash, Bruce Wayne becomes more well known as Batman, the Green Arrow comes out. things along those lines. I really feel as though if we're going to do a season finale, it would be great to have those people basically be introduced as that universe's Justice League who's going to be backing Clark up. But getting back on task, like I said, first episode always introduces what's going to be the major themes for this season. Bruno Mannheim, he's up to some nefarious shit. He's got the super creepy person who can create sound echoes on the opposite sides of the city to make it seem as though people are in danger. And of course, as Clark, as Superman, he has to go and check it out to make sure that there isn't anything actually happening and that no one's actually going to die. I love that. That's a way to basically play into Superman's morality and send him off. It's going to be interesting to see where exactly Bruno Mannheim's story takes him as the season continues. Another thing that we're going to be focused on, I guess, again, which I'm honestly tired of from last season, is the relationship between Jordan and Sarah. As I've said before, I feel as though the best thing for Jordan is to basically just move on from that entire crush / relationship and like figure his own stuff out. I do like the fact that he's trying to be a hero and live up to the legacy of his father, but he's young and he's failing at it. Like when he shows up and the crane's basically wobbling back and forth and you're like, what would Superman do? And he's like, heat vision. That's what any teenager would think of. How do I solve this issue? I shoot laser blasts from my eyes. Let me use that. So Superman basically schooling him in the flight, but also coaching him like a dad, and then also getting mad that he messed up and he put himself and his secret in danger. I like that. That's enjoyable. That's okay. Lois investigating Bruno Mannheim. Have a feeling that something's going to happen to her in regards to that entire situation. The former mayor talking to Lana about how she needs to put the money back. Definitely money that probably belongs to Intergang and Bruno Mannheim, and that's going to end up dragging the old mayor and Lana and her family into whatever's going to happen throughout the entirety of this season. So the first 2 episodes usually play it safe, and then once we get into like episode 3 and on, that's when like the series really picks up. But I'm super happy that this show is back. Like it's the last golden nugget from the Arrowverse. And my next review is going to be talking about the not golden nugget, the last turd the Arrowverse laid before it finally collapsed in on itself and died. But yeah, comment down below. Let me know what you think about Superman and Lois, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.